do you think this necessarily has to be a natural monopoly? Like, could it end up being that there's like all the Spanish speaking world end up on one coin and all the English speaking world ends up, or all the developed world ends up on one coin, and then maybe, or, that basically ends up as like a couple of coins sort of, just like when we fly at the moment, if we fly to China, we would convert some money into the yuan, or the renminbi. Um, uh, you know, but do you think it would ever be that you fly to a certain country and you're like, oh, I've got to switch coins?
Yes and no. I don't. When I say like Bitcoin Cash is going to be the global reserve currency, my philosophy is that it will be the biggest coin, but obviously it's not going to be that literally every other of the 9,000 cryptocurrencies are all going to go exactly to zero, and like, you know, that it's not going to work that way. While there will be a biggest coin by the virtue of those network effects, but because also we're in a world now where anybody can create a crypto, yeah, there will be a spread of different cryptos. So I think among the major commerce and whatever, probably it will all tend onto one network. But you can also think about maybe we end up in a situation where there's already services like SideShift.ai, for instance, where you send in one coin and it sends out another coin to another address, right? So let's say if I, like on this podcast, people can donate in Bitcoin Cash, right? So I don't actually accept Ethereum or Monero or BTC or whatever. But if anybody who has any of those currencies wants to donate to me, they can go on that service, pick whatever their favorite coin is, put the output as Bitcoin Cash to my address, and then send in whatever coins they want, and then the donation comes out to me, right? And as we see those services get more and more advanced, more and more liquidity, more and more integrated into point of sale systems, and so on and so forth, people will be able to hold whatever currency they want and then just send it off to, they'll just be, maybe somebody will develop a universal little scan code that you can scan, and it has embedded into it, which network you're on and how to convert from one to the other, and then it just all happens seamlessly behind the scenes. So then it won't really matter what you're accepting or what I'm accepting or what our favorite cryptos are. It would just be scan to pay, and all the conversion is done automatically behind the scenes. But then once you have that kind of scenario, the money again rapidly will sort of all pile into whichever one is the most reliable or accepted, because you could say, well, my favorite currency is Monero, so I'm going to hold all my coins in Monero. But if everybody else, all the economic activity and growth is happening in Bitcoin Cash, then my ratio of Monero to Bitcoin Cash value is going to be going down over time. Even if I can just, seamlessly transfer across, like the BTC and BCH ratio that we were talking about before. If you have one dominant coin where most of the economic activity is happening, well, that will be growing faster and producing more, innovation and etc. than everything else. And so holding any other coin, you're just kind of like, I'm missing out because my coin's getting less valuable over time. Just like how now, if you hold fiat currencies, your fiat currencies are getting less valuable over time against cryptos, because even though there's a boom and bust cycle, on average, if averaged out over a 10-year period, your $1 is going to buy a lot less crypto than it did at the start, kind of thing.